what do you see here? Well, what we see is a marketplace, and in that market there are so many people. It's such a crowded place. But this place is not the only place which is crowded. If you go to any market in India, you will find such scenes. That is, huge number of people are always there, because in India the population is very high. There are so many people in India. In fact, India's population is 130 crores. India is the second most populous country in the world. The most populous being China. So after China, India has the highest population in the world. Now, not all places have equal population in India. While in an area such as this, in the same unit of land, many more or high number of people live. So such areas are densely populated, while such areas are sparsely populated. So places such as these are densely populated, and places such as these are sparsely populated. Or we can say that places such as these have high population density. So by high population density, we mean that in one unit of land, high number of people live. While when we talk about low population density, then we mean that in the same unit area or same unit of land, less number of people live. So some places such as these are densely populated. That is, they have a high population density. While some places such as these are sparsely populated, or they have low population density. In fact, if you look at this map, which is basically population density map of India. So in this you will see that all these places which have a darker shade, these have high population density, while places with lighter shades like this and this, these have low population density. So you can see that this entire region has very high population density, while if you see this region or this region, these places have low population density. Now the question arises that our India is so vast, there is so much land and so much space. Then why don't we live in a distributed manner? That is, in this area so many people are living, it's so congested, while very less people are living in this area. So why can't we just distribute ourselves so that all of us can live comfortably? Well, there is a reason behind it. Not all land is favorable for living. Some places have certain conditions which are not favorable for living. As a result, less people live in those areas, while the areas which support major living conditions, those areas have high population density. So let's see this case. Now here we have the mountainous terrain. That is, these areas are mountainous areas. Now what happens in mountainous areas? Well, it is difficult to live in mountainous terrain. So which states have mountainous terrain? Well, Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh and northeastern states have low population density due to mountainous terrain. So because of mountainous terrain, these states have low population density. Now why is it difficult to live in mountainous terrain? Well, because mountainous terrain has steep slopes, and when the slopes are pretty steep, then it is difficult to build roads and houses in such areas, and as a result these places have low population. So because mountainous terrain has steep slopes, and because of steep slopes it is difficult to build roads and houses, hence these places have low population. Now again, desert areas are dry and barren. they are also difficult to live in and grow crops. So states such as Rajasthan and parts of Gujarat have a dry climate, and as a result these places also have low population. Again, because of dry and barren areas, difficult to live in and grow crops. So what did we see? We saw that certain conditions, that is certain natural conditions, decide that which place will have what sort of population density. So there are certain factors which decide that what place will have what sort of population density. So the following factors decide the population of a place. And what are these factors? Well, the first is the terrain of the place, climate of the place, availability of water, and the type of soil. So all these four factors decide what type of population density that place will have. So let's have a look at terrain. So how terrain decides population density of a place? So easier terrain like flat low-lying areas, well, these are easier to build houses and grow crops. Well, because the land is flat and low-lying, definitely it is easier to build houses as well as to grow crops. As a result, these places have more population. So terrain is a major deciding factor. Next comes climate. Again, if a place has moderate climate, that is, it is not too hot nor too cold, then definitely this is preferred by all of us. That is, we don't want too cold or too hot temperatures. So moderate climate is a favorable living condition, and hence such places which have moderate climate have more population. Now water is very important for our survival, isn't it? So better supply of water is most important. Now better supply and easier availability of water is very important. So if you have better supply and easier availability, then definitely that place will have better living conditions and better agriculture, because you need water for agriculture and from there only you get food, isn't it? So better living conditions and better agriculture because the place has better supply and easier availability of water. So if you have better supply and easier availability of water, you will have better living conditions and better agriculture. As a result, the place will have more population. What about soil? Soil is also a major deciding factor. So if a place has fertile soil, so what happens? Well, the advantage is that if a place has fertile soil, then there will be better agriculture and better supply of food, isn't it? If you have better agriculture, definitely you will have better supply of food, which is very important for survival. So fertile soil is another reason why a place may have a higher population density, that is more population. So the following factors decide the population of a place. So the first is terrain. So easier terrain would mean more population. Then comes climate. Climate again, if you have moderate climate, it would mean more population. Water, well, easier availability of water will also dictate the population of a place. So easier availability would mean more population. And soil, if the place has fertile soil, then it would also mean more population. So these factors decide the population of a place, and that is why we have varying population density across India. So you see, northern plains is the most densely populated region in India. So the states of Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal and Assam have very high population density because they fall in the northern plains. And why do they have such high population density? Well, they are flat low-lying areas, they have moderate climate, and they have access to rivers. Three most important factors for better living condition, isn't it? So these places have fertile soil, which is again good for agriculture, and as a result there is no shortage of food. So all these factors decide the population density of these places, and since all these are favorable for living conditions, as a result northern plains is the most densely populated region in India. Now what about the peninsular plateau region? Well, peninsular plateau region is moderately populated. Why do we call it moderately populated? Well, because some areas have high population density while some areas have low population density. So what decides that? Well, the peninsular plateau covers central and southern states, right? So in this region, flat plateau areas that have access to rivers have more population, because if it is a flat plateau area and it has access to rivers, then it is attractive to build houses, isn't it? And as a result, such areas in this region have high population density, while in the same region some areas have limited access to rivers. So areas with limited access to rivers are sparsely populated. So it depends on the type of natural feature available in that area. So some areas have high population density and some have low population density. So on an average, peninsular plateau region is moderately populated. Now let's come to the Himalayan region. Now the Himalayan region is sparsely populated. Why do we say so? Well, in the Himalayan region there are two deciding factors. First is it has a very steep terrain. Now because of very steep terrain, it's difficult to build houses and roads, and because of very cold climate, it is not preferred by most of the population, and it is difficult to grow crops. In such a cold temperature, most crops will not grow. As a result, this place or this region is sparsely populated. That is, it has very less population per unit area. So Himalayan region is densely populated, sparsely populated, or moderately populated. What do you think? Well, it is sparsely populated because of difficult terrain and cold climate. Uttar Pradesh is the state with the highest population of 20 crores in India. Uttar Pradesh lies in the northern plains region, which has very favorable conditions for living. As a result, Uttar Pradesh has the highest population in India of 20 crores. Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Bihar, West Bengal and Madhya Pradesh account for almost half of the total Indian population. So these are the most populous states of India. India is the world's second most populous country. It has a huge population. Population depends on a number of factors such as terrain, climate, water and soil. The northern plains are highly populated due to favorable terrain, climate and availability of water along with fertile soil. So you see, in the northern plains, all the different factors for better living conditions and higher population density is present. As a result, northern plains is the most densely populated region in India.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. You can also register for free at deltastep.com to get all learning resources as per ICSE, CBSE, IB, Cambridge or any other curriculum. Over 5,000 amazing lectures across maths, science, English and social science. Our unique interactive video technology keeps you engaged, and our iDictionary feature allows you to quickly revise any concept. Master each topic at your own pace with our adaptive practice technology and 1 million plus questions. Get instant answers and detailed solutions. Be exam ready by taking unlimited mock tests, performance analysis along with actionable feedback, personal tutors to resolve your slightest of doubts. That's not all. You also get amazing prizes like PlayStations, iPads, watches, and many more, along with certificates through our Earn As You Learn program. So at deltastep.com, learning is not just fun and easy, it's rewarding too. So register for free now.